Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so excited to have you all here after a very long time. Today I'm going to be creating this beautiful Nikkah makeup look on my clients here. So using the becharm ageless ideal hydration mist, I'm going to be spraying this on her face first, just to bring down and just to hydrate after cleaning. Then using this hydrating serum from the something premium is a Korean product. So I'm going to be hydrating her face too with this, making sure everything sits in properly. Then moving on, and in between skin prep you want to make sure everything dries up before moving on to the next step. So I'm using my Cetaphil moisturizer on her face, making sure everything sits in properly. After using my brush, I felt it was not sinking in, and we were already late when we were filming this video, so I decided to just use my hands so that everything sinks in easily. You can actually use your brush, but it takes more time to sink in. Then you have to clean your hands, make sure your hands are clean. Use your hand to blend it in. So next, I waited for it to dry down. Then we moved on to foundation. I'm not using any primer on these videos because her skin is a dry skin, so I don't want to use any primer. Normally I don't like using primer in my makeup. If you noticed, I'm using the Yanga Beauty foundation. This foundation is not a full coverage foundation. Once you have a very good skin, it's more like a skin tint. I don't know if you understand, just to make your face smoother. That's the layman word for it. But yeah, I'm using this foundation. First of all, when I started applying it, it was a little bit lighter. Then I went in with a darker shade from Yanga Beauty, and then I blended everything into her skin. I'm using the Nuban Beauty concealer. So after blending in, I used the setting powder from Debbyluster in the shade Apricot. Then you have to prime your brush, your beauty blender with that. Sorry, my powder puff. I just dabbed into the powder and make sure I take off the excess. You don't want to start this with too much setting powder. Normally your setting powder is supposed to last you longer than normal. It's just that the way we apply setting powder, that's not how it's done. Next, I'm going to be using the Avour blush palette. I love this blush palette because the shades on it, they are very neutral. I'm using the Milani powder and the Sephora powder to set the whole face, as you can see. So after all of that, I'm going to be using my powder palette from Beyond Beauty Nigeria Cosmetics to contour. I love this powder palette so much. It doesn't have too much harshness and the undertone is just right. I'm just going to use that to contour. I always use it to contour. I use it as bronzer, most especially if I'm working with dark skinned clients or a model. After contouring, I don't bring my contour down to the tip of the nose. I just make sure it stays within the eye area. And then I'm going to bake now. As you can see, the setting powder I used at first is not too much. So that was the setting part, just to set down my concealer. While this second one right here, this second step of applying setting powder is the baking part. I'm just going to apply this lightly, as you can see, and take off the excess all over the face and allow that to bake. So moving on to the eyebrows, I'm using my OG brow pencil, the Davis brow pencil number 18, to line the brows. I really don't outline my brows that much. I just fill in the blank spaces and like the little parts of the brows that are scanty, and then move on to conceal. Pineapple brow tint. This is the pineapple brow tint I used on the brows. A lighter shade first on the brow bone, then I used the darker shade close to her foundation shade on the outer and the inner part of the brows. After we are done with the concealing of the brows, then we move on to the blending of the eyes. I'm using the Annie's Beauty eyeshadow. This eyeshadow is a game changer, guys. A game changer. Like, I love the shades. The undertone of the eyeshadow is very good. The brown tones, the maroon tones, and the black tones are very nice. So I'm going to be blending that on her eyelids and then doing the lower part of the eyes. I can see that you can see it's kind of messy. It's just the color of the video, but it was okay in real life, so don't mind that. Let's keep blending before we get onto the pigment part. I'm using the Luzta Cosmetics pigment in, I think, Swan and Pecan. Yes. So after applying that, I'm going to make sure I blend out the contour, because you want to do that. You want to apply a darker shade just to accentuate and also create contrast between your pigment and your matte eyeshadow. I'm going to be adding more glue to it using the shade Sand, just to make sure it pops more. Then I'll go into my eyelashes. Then I'll go in with my eyeliner gel. I'm using the sylvimak for MAC powder. I'll be taking off my setting powder and setting the whole face. Can you just take a break and look at how gorgeous this eye makeup looks? Then I'll be going in with the whole face with my Damini setting spray, making sure it sprays down. The reason why I love this foundation is because your skin still looks like skin, and that is how my signature makeup look is. So for the lips, I'll be going into the LEXXISSO palette, using the dark brown on the palette and then blending in the inner part of the lips with a light peach color. Because I love when I match the eye makeup to my lip makeup. So this is how it goes. I'll just blend that in, making sure everything sits in seamlessly. Then I'll go into my So Pro lip gloss and then apply that for extra shine. And when we are done with the lips, I went into the glaze highlighter and then used the beauty blender just to tap that a little bit and then go all over the face with that. This will give you the extra beauty you want. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for always being there. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and share my videos. I'll see you on my next one. And don't forget to watch the turban tutorial on this look. Bye.